Hi there, my name is Dominic, and welcome to this meditation. Today we're going to be doing a calming visualization exercise. This is a great way to reduce stress, anxiety, or simply help your mind quiet down and feel more still and focused. We're going to be visualizing the experience of a calming, peaceful walk through a beautiful forest. But before we start, let's begin by finding a comfortable and quiet place to sit or lie down. Go ahead and close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, and take a few deep breaths. I want you to focus on the sensation of the air filling your lungs and the feeling of your chest expanding, and then release. Remember that however you feel right now is perfectly fine. You are welcome in this space exactly as you are right now. Try not to judge yourself as we continue for whatever you may be feeling. There's no wrong way to meditate, just like there's no wrong way to sit on a beach or watch a sunset. This is a neutral space, and you can join it just as you are. All that is required of you is to breathe, and everything else is secondary. So just keep taking a few more moments to breathe, taking in full, nourishing breaths and releasing them. Just the act of being still and breathing like this is a great way to help our minds start to quiet down and focus. In my own experience, I find that focusing is less about trying to fixate on what you're doing and willfully ignore everything else, and more about just allowing the distractions to grow quieter so we can be fully present in this moment. Now, before we start with our visualization exercise, let's find an anchor for our minds. Some people also call this a home base. Personally, I like the concept of an anchor because it makes me think of a strong, sturdy ship dropping its anchor and staying steady and still, no matter what the ocean is doing, no matter how high the waves are or how intense the wind may be. That anchor keeps the ship firm and planted no matter what. Now, all you have to do is find something in your environment that will be your mental anchor, so that any time your mind may wander, you just bring your focus back to your mental anchor and allow the meditation to continue. This could be a steady sound in your space, like the distant hum of traffic or a fan in the background, or it could be something physical, like the texture of a blanket that you can touch, or the sensation of your hand resting on your lap. So take a moment to find your anchor, and then we'll continue. All right, let's begin. If you find yourself getting distracted, that's okay. Just gently guide your mind back to your anchor, and then let yourself rejoin the meditation. Let's start adding some details for us to visualize. But don't try and force your brain to create any specific image or impression. What you visualize may shift and change, and that's perfectly fine. Now, let your mind wander to a peaceful forest. You can hear the quiet buzz of animals and insects and the sounds of life filling the space around you. And all these things simply exist. And you are just here as another part of the forest, not just an observer, but a participant in this space. You are another piece of life adding to the nature around you, connected to it. You can imagine you're just still and quiet for a moment, just listening to the rustle of the leaves on the ground and the slight wind moving through the trees. You can feel the cool, crisp air filling your lungs as you inhale. The air has a refreshing chill, but your body is warm and at ease as you start to walk along a path in the forest. You can feel the gentle sensation of the soft earth beneath your feet. You see the dappled rays of light spilling through the trees. You can smell the flowers and the earth around you. As you're walking, you can hear a stream trickling nearby. After a few moments of walking, you find the stream right in front of you. You watch the water moving steadily but peacefully. You watch as the water runs over the rocks, and much like you right now, the stream is simply existing. The stream is a lot like life. It flows regardless of what we do, and because of that, it's easy to feel worried about it, to feel out of control, to feel like we have to fight the flow of the water, or that the stream isn't moving fast enough, and we want to get somewhere sooner. It's very easy to forget the value of just standing and watching the movement. Right now, in this moment, we are choosing to be like a rock in the stream. We're choosing to be present and connected to that flow. But we're choosing to stay still as everything else moves around us. Now, I want you to imagine some leaves gently falling down into the stream. And then I want you to take any worries or anxieties you may be feeling and imagine they're the leaves falling in front of you. You see them drifting by. You choose to acknowledge them honestly. And then you see them drift down into the water and watch as they are carried away down the stream. When we're choosing to be still like this, it's important to realize that what we're doing is not about avoiding what may be weighing on us. It's about bringing us into an environment where we are safe and in the driver's seat of our emotions. This forest is a space where you are the one choosing to bring in a worry one at a time and acknowledge it, and recognize that your feelings of worry are real, but then choosing to let them go. For now, I want you to just choose one worry you've been struggling with, and you're going to choose to bring it into this space. You can then acknowledge the worry with honesty and vulnerability, and then let it go. I want you to just let it drift down into the water and watch as it moves away down the stream. So, let's just take a moment to do that, and then we'll continue with our walk. All right, let's keep walking for a little while longer. I know it's not always easy to let a worry drift away like that. Sometimes we worry that it will come back, or we think about the other worries that still exist. Worries can feel like a rock slide. One small thing gets dislodged, and all of a sudden, many different things are tumbling in our minds. But it is just a tumble in our minds and in our emotions. And more than anything, when we fixate on the worries, they become a distraction from progress. They can obscure our path forward. So, When we choose to use our minds to create a space like this and then let those worries go, we're helping to give ourselves a path forward. We are creating clarity in a world full of momentum and noise. We are catching the first stone before it becomes a larger tumble of feelings. For example, let's say you've been meaning to ask your boss for a raise. In that scenario, you may be fixated on all the negative possibilities and potential outcomes. But those aren't helping you see clearly. In fact, it's quite the opposite. But if we choose to be still and to release those worries, you can reuse that negative mental space to feel more prepared and more confident instead. You can make the choice to not only ask for that raise, but beforehand, you can use that mental space that was filled with worries and use that productively instead. You can think about all your strengths and positive attributes that are worth sharing in that conversation. You can use that space to think about the questions you may be asked and formulate thoughtful responses. You can bring yourself into this mental forest so you can set aside these worries and find solutions to whatever you can control and let go of the things you can't. You can imagine that you are taking that emotional stone that's beginning to tumble and you're catching it before it dislodges anything else and then setting it aside. And then when you feel another stone starting to tumble, you can get that one, make peace with it, and stack it on top of the next one. Soon enough, rather than having a tumble of stones out of your control, you have this organized stack of all your worries that you turned into peaceful solutions. That is what you are capable of. That is the power that you have over these worries. Now, before we're done with our trip in the woods, let's take a few more moments to just enjoy the stillness of this space that we've made. However you feel right now is perfectly fine. All you need to do is exist in this space, to embrace the stillness. You can use this time to take the attention away from your mind and instead focus on your body. You can seek out any tension that may be present and deliberately try to release that part of your body. You can feel the muscles relax. Feel the movement of your breath in your stomach, slow and full. Continue to breathe like this and seek out any tension that may still remain, and just let it go. Now, when you're ready, you can open your eyes and take a moment to return to the present. Remember, as you go on with your day, that this space is always available to you. It is an endlessly free environment that only requires a few moments of stillness, so make sure to use it whenever you need. When you feel a problem or worry intensifying, bring that worry into this peaceful space and then see if it becomes a little easier to find some clarity. And one last thing before we go. I'd like you to take a moment and thank yourself for making the choice to be still and meditate. Make sure to give yourself the kind of self-love that you deserve when you take time to focus on your well-being like this. Thank you for being here today, being present in this moment, and thank you for letting me share it with you.